Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. And thank you for making us number one again. We do thank you for that. So, as we start off our program tonight, viewers, remember, share our live stream, call your friends, call your family, let them know the number one current affairs program is going live right now on Synergy. We're also on Facebook, Real Talk with Saieed Ali, like and share. We're also on YouTube, viewers, TT Real Talk, subscribe, and you would know when we go live. So as we start off our program tonight, confirmation has come from the office of the President that Her Excellency Christine Kangaloo, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, saying that Kamla Persad-Bissessar will officially be sworn in as Prime Minister on Thursday, the 1st of May 2025 at 4 p.m. Also to be sworn in will be the Attorney General, both office together for the cornerstone of the cabinet. Names being speculated for the post of the Attorney General, including Attorney Devish Maharaj, who won Arang with St. Joseph for the United National Congress, and former PNM Attorney General John Jeremy. The UNC official tipped Orpuch West winner Dr. Lakram Bodhi to head the Health Ministry with Naparima, Dr. Narendra Rupnarayan, and Karani East MP-elect Dr. Rishad Sicharan. So Trinidad and Tobago, also San Fernando West winner Dr. Michael Dowlett, a retired educator, is expected to be appointed to education. Economist Indira is also being tipped for the Trade or Foreign Affairs Ministry. Vandana Mohit is tipped for the Social Development Ministry. The Couva North MP, Jolene John, is expected to be appointed to either the Housing or Works Ministry. Tipped for Finance Minister or Labor is ex-MP Rudy Indar Singh. So Trinidad and Tobago, these are tipped to be individuals in this position. But nevertheless, you know, this is news for today. Tomorrow it could change. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, we need a government that could govern the country. We need individuals in ministry that could set the record straight. Individuals that could work for the people or the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Whether you're in the health sector, whether you're in the security sector, whether you're in education sector, social development sector. We need individuals to represent the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. That is what we need. We don't need someone just collecting a huge salary, traveling all around the world, going in fancy hotel, and forgetting about the people on the ground. You see, that is what happened to the PNM government ministers. They forgot that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago put them in office. They forgot that. They lost touch with the people on the ground. Hence the reason why on April 28th, the people voted UNC. The PNM administration, they forgot the people on the ground. Power went to your head. But they failed to realize just how they were voted in, they could be voted out. And that is the very same thing happened on April 28th. They were voted out. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, nevertheless, Dr. Keith Rowley has announced his plans to formally resign as political leader of the People's National Movement effective Thursday, May 1st, 2025. On a social media post, Dr. Rowley stated that he will be addressing the General Council today and tender his resignation as the political leader of the People's National Movement, which will take effect from tomorrow, being Thursday. Dr. Rowley concluded with words of gratitude and well wishes saying, I offer my
I
sincere
am here
thanks
this afternoon
to all for the opportunity to be of service in various offices. I extend my best wishes to the PNM and the nation. Here they say, may Almighty God continue to bless us all in the nation of Trinidad and Tobago. On January 6, 2025, Dr. Rowley publicly indicated his intention to step down as political leader of the PNM. Listen to this.
Before the end of the legal limits of this term, I will resign this office and go off to my family. I will not be offering myself again to represent anyone, either in Trinidad or in Tobago. 45 years is a long time. And I would like at this time to say thank you appropriately along the way to all those who have supported my effort and to have benefited from, I hope, I would have positively impacted this country somewhere, sometime.
Trinidad and Tobago, he formally demitted office as Prime Minister on March 16, 2025. I'm going to tell you something. Rowley should have done that earlier, because now he is leaving, as we would say, the words on his street is that he has been the worst Prime Minister for Trinidad and Tobago, or the worst Prime Minister Trinidad and Tobago have ever seen. That is the words on the ground. That is the words on the ground. But I ask myself, and I'm asking you tonight, name some of the accomplishment the PNM government did in the last 9 years. The last 9 years. Last 9 years. Accomplishment for Trinidad and Tobago. What betterment did the citizens? We forgetting party, eh? We forgetting party. We are talking about an individual. Forget the party. Let's talk about the individual, Dr. Keith Rowley. What did he do so Trinidad and Tobago could be better off than when he took it from the UNC administration? What did that individual do? Forget the party he come from. If we're going to look back at what Kamala Persad-Bissessar did in her 5 years, forget Kamala represented UNC. Forget it. That individual did a lot for Trinidad and Tobago in 5 years in her tenureship. Now, let's forget Dr. Keith Rowley is the political leader of PNM. What did he did for Trinidad and Tobago so that in the last 9 years we could say Dr. Rowley accomplished X, Y, and Z for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago? Hence the reason why on the 20th of April, the citizens took to the polling station and made a change in votes. I have been saying this for a very long time. As long as you keep the citizens of this country happy, they will always hold power. Always. You see, common sense and book sense is two different things. Two different things. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, on January 6, Dr. Keith Rowley has announced his plan to formally resign. He told Trinidad and Tobago that. But like I said, sit back, look at the individual. That individual said he left Trinidad and Tobago in a better place. And he's quite comfortable. Quite comfortable. Caller, good night.
Yeah, Mr. Saeed, good night. Good night to you and your staff again.
Good night to you,
But I want to make a plea to a new incoming government. Something that, that really plaguing this whole country. Right? And one of the things that we do check for is value for money.
Correct.
Right? You see, value for money. Let me have a little 1 minute talk about this gas that we're using in our vehicles in Trinidad and Tobago, sir. We're paying almost $30 for a gallon of gas for a vehicle. And when you start the car and you drive from here to less than a mile, the gas done. The gas is not standing up in our vehicles. So I am pleading to my new Prime Minister to tackle that gas system that the public of Trinidad and Tobago is using. It is no value for money, Mr. Said. If you put a cup of gas just on a table and you come back in the next 15-20 minutes, it evaporates.
Correct.
The gas is no good. So the first thing we need to do by helping to help ourselves is to see about that gas system. I hope that somebody take it up very shortly and deal with that gas system, because that is no value for money.
Correct.
We put in the whole country is putting plenty money. You can imagine the kind of money that's going into those gas stations for the day.
Yes.
But I'm not disputing price, I'm disputing value. The gas is no good.
Yes.
It's no good. We're being ripped off by government in this country with this gas. So we need somebody to put it up on the front line. Okay, sir? Thank you.
Trinidad and Tobago, I want you to sit back and ask yourself, what did you accomplish in the last 9 years? We'll call it line. So we are going for a short commercial break, viewers, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the three power heads who govern the U government that you all loved for the last 9 years. Three power heads resigned when we return.
We'll be right back.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saeed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit for 5 years and over with upfront interest. Contact our central office at 238-6716 or our San Fernando office at 242-9944. You don't want to miss this great opportunity. Invest today and watch your investment work for you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, those of you who are looking for a Subaru to buy, well, we have our Subaru in stock, viewers. Now, vehicle's in good condition. It is driving good. All you need to do is just buy and drive. Buy and drive, that's all you need to do. It is a repossessed vehicle. I am saying it up front. Move the arm. Alright. It is a repossessed vehicle. It is in good condition, viewers. You may need to do a little thing here and there, but it is a Subaru, a PDG high series. Those of you interested, contact me at 339-1670 and you could set up an appointment and view it. Like I said, it is a repossessed. So for you all interested in speed, we have the perfect thing. For those young boys who like speed, yeah, this is the perfect thing for you. So, remember viewers, also Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit. The only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago that is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit is Real Talk Financing. Remember viewers, contact our office, set up an appointment, come along and meet us, talk to one of the administrators, and you're getting all the information you need. All the information you need. Real Talk Financing is the place for you to open your fixed deposit. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, you have already worked for your hard-earned cash, but now you need your cash to work for you. That is what you need. You need your cash money to work for you. How is it working for you? 5% on a fixed deposit. You're getting your interest up front. We have the highest fixed deposit rates in Trinidad and Tobago. Thus far, we are leading in the market. We are leading in the market, viewers. Remember that. Me having 30 years experience in the financial field, we offer the best to you. Highest interest rate, with your interest up front, you can't go wrong. Nobody else gives you better than Real Talk Financing. Remember that. So as we continue, young tender resignation as chairman of PNM. So Dr. Keith Rowley was not the only member of the People's National Movement to resign from his position, as two others shortly followed his steps. Former Prime Minister Stuart Young has tendered his resignation as chairman of the People's National Movement effective immediately. In a Facebook post earlier today, he thanked his party membership for the opportunity to have served as the chairman from December 2022 to date. He also gave a comment to continue to hold the opposition to account on behalf of the PNM and the citizens in the parliament. Also, Trinidad and Tobago, Rohan Sinanan also tendered his resignation as deputy political leader of the People's National Movement, which took effect on May 1st, which is tomorrow, 2025. Speaking ahead of the party's General Council meeting to select an opposition leader, Sinanan said the resignation was done as a principled stand Listen to this.
If the political leader has sent a resignation letter and the political leader appointed me, in following what is a principled stand, I am supposed to send in my resignation, right? So it's a principled stand, that's all.
So Trinidad and Tobago, 3 power heads of the former government, Dr. Keith Rowley, we have Stuart Young, and we have Rohan Sinanan. 3 main individuals, 3 power heads, 3 leaders of the People's National Movement resigned. Why is this? Why? Because they choose to, or is it because they lost? Or because they cannot face the citizens or the opposition? That is why I said 3 power heads. It's sad. He also speaking ahead of the party's General Council meeting, Faraz Al-Rawi, Faraz Al-Rawi, the slew of resignation in the People's National Movement is expected. Listen to this now.
Expected. This is what happens. We had the anomaly of a prime minister resigning and not resigning as a political leader, and I had a lot to say about that. So this is par for the course. There'll be a lot of national reflection and engineering. It was a social and political experiment.
He also commented on Prasad Bisesa returning as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to this.
Mrs. Prasad Bisesa as Prime Minister, she is the first and only female Prime Minister, and she's returned to the polls despite many election defeats. It's a mark of resilience that you have to just stop if you're fair and admire.
Let me tell you something. He said brave when he said that. So I wonder Trinidad and Tobago, I am wondering if Dr. Rowley blamed Kamla Prasad Bisesa for the PNM losing election. It's all 9 years up the road. 9 years up the road. When they took office, they blamed Kamla for 9 years straight. So today, it crossed my mind today. I wonder if Dr. Rowley and the PNM administration blame Kamala for the losing of the election. Call a good night.
Good night, Mr. Said. Great program as usual, man. You as a powerful spiritual individual in this country, I know you wish for this, just like the citizens and the platform you provide for the citizens to voice their frustration and voice their anger and pray for this day to reach. And as you said, Rowley, Idi Amin brother, went on a destructive path in this country, and one of the worst crime, the worst crime he practiced was discrimination based on race. And the worst thing that happened, the tears and sorrows of children and citizens fall on you. Crapo, smoke your pipe, as the old people say. You can't see good, you will not see. And this is the consequences of their behavior. Rowley and that red, dangerous organization that he was head of, they used their office and position to inflict pain and suffering and sadness and grief on human beings just like themselves. This is the consequences of it. And it is a lesson for all other office holders in this country to learn from it. You go there, and if you didn't do good, you will face consequences like this. And to lighten officer headed by Clark and the police service and PC Suklal, who ticketed you for nothing, I want them to also learn what is the consequences for committing wrongdoings against their fellow citizens, the human beings like themselves in this country. The issue ticket, you get a ticket from PC Suklal for nothing. That he will pay dearly for that, and he already paying for it. He going mad. I don't know if you know that. Citizens learn from it. And to the new government I want them to treat this noise pollution as a priority.
Yes.
This must be a priority in this country. And not only bars and homes playing music, the cars, the vehicles, blasting their music morning, noon, and night. And those gas trucks that, have some horn there, when they blow it, you hear it from a mile, and they keep blowing it all the time. And the vehicles, mufflers, and motorbike and things, treat this as a priority. And Mr. Said, I know it will happen with you and this program, just as the results we see today because of you and your program. God bless you. You are a great soul in this country. Continue doing the good work, and this country will be a better place where all of us would live with happiness and joy. God bless you and your staff, Mr. Said. Take care.
Thank you, my friend. Following the resignation of two of the People's National Movement heads, Dr. Rowley, the former Prime Minister, Stuart Young, political scientist Professor Hamid Ghani said, the departure should have been sooner. I was expecting that long time. Speaking in an interview with Real Talk Studios, Professor Ghani shared what he believes brought both resignation. Listen to this.
It appears as though there has been a building of some rebelliousness against the two of them inside of the PNM between Monday night and today. And I think that has been the trigger that has led the two of them to tender resignations. The PNM obviously will now have to look for an interim political leader who I suspect might also be the person they would choose as the leader of the opposition, pending a leadership election that will be held, obviously on a date to be fixed by the General Council, perhaps today.
We thanked him for the interview, viewers, and hopefully in the coming days, in the coming weeks, in the coming months, we're going to have UNC officials. We're going to try to get some PNM opposition leader also to voice their opinions on what they should expect to from the UNC going forward. Now, I want to just make this abundantly clear. We had 9 years of the PNM in administration. Good? And communities, businesses were demanding of the PNM administration and got nothing. So one thing I want to make very clear is, like I always say, I am not affiliated with no political party. I have said that from day one. I don't depend on an ad, because for the last 8 years, we never had an ad on our program other than the Real Talk Group business, right? That's number one. Number two is that the UNC government is now coming into office. So the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago can't expect that when you come in office Monday, you expect a result by Friday. I want to let you understand that, right? Because the PNM administration took 9 years, and the pothole in front of your home remained right there for 9 years. I am not picking on no sides, but I want to let you understand something. If anybody is going to hold the UNC accountable in Trinidad and Tobago, it is Saieed. As I said, just how I did with the PNM, I'm going to do the same thing with the UNC. So those ministers come into office, just know it have an individual on Synergy Television from 7 to 8 named Saieed will be on your backs, making sure that we get things done and done for the citizens. Just how I did in the last 8 years. 13 legislation and amendment passed for Trinidad and Tobago. We leave a trademark with that. And hopefully with the UNC in place, I might get 13 more. So viewers, listen to this now. You know fabric? All right. So listen to this. Following the resignation of two heads, now listen to this. He accused Dr. Rowley for what can only be assumed and described as turmoil within the People's National Movement moving forward, saying the two-lead strategy has clearly failed. Listen to this.
It is a reflection on the absolute failure of the two-leader strategy that Dr. Rowley engineered of having a party leader and a government leader leading the PNM into battle. It failed, they lost terribly, and now the party is going to have to reorganize itself. Many key players are not going to be part of that revival in the House of Representatives. I think the PNM is going to have to operate with a pretty steep uphill battle to rebuild itself, and may have to depend on some kind of fracturing on the government side to help them.
Now, viewers, he said, Prime Minister is waiting. Kamala Persad-Bissessar made the 2025 general election a working class election and now has a challenge of holding a coalition together once more.
She reached out to the labor movement. In many respects, she has made the election, or she made the election a working class election versus what they cast as a privileged class against them. And that kind of re-engineering, both for her own personal branding as well as the connections of the UNC, became a formidable force in this election campaign. And now she has the challenge of once again holding a coalition together. But it is a coalition that will be dominated by many more UNC MPs than the last time around. And she has a number of promises that she has made, and she has indicated that she intends to honor those promises.
Now, viewers, Professor Ghani compared Persad-Bissessar's triumph to that of the US Donald Trump. One more time.
It is a very significant victory that has been scored, and one in which she came back from a situation where many people had written her off, and her victory resembles that of Donald Trump, who many thought had also been written off and would never see the doors of the White House again. Well, many thought that she would never see the doors of Whitehall again, but here she is about to enter Whitehall.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Donald Trump went, Biden came in, Biden gone, Donald Trump there. So it was Kamala, the PNM, now Kamala again. So that's what he's talking about. Now, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, you're going to hear about something new in Trinidad and Tobago right after this.
We'll be right back.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit for 5 years and over with upfront interest. Contact our central office at 238-6716 or our San Fernando office at 242-9944. You don't want to miss this great opportunity. Invest today and watch your investment work for you.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, something new, a little twist in the soil, but nevertheless, outgoing PNM political leader Dr. Keith Rowley, in one of his final interview with the media, issues a warning to the population ahead of the swearing-in of Kamala Persad-Bissessar as Prime Minister and the impending swearing-in of the UNC cabinet. He says the UNC will use the government to evade their responsibility. Well, this is something new. Listen to this.
Be concerned that the people in the government today, many of them have questions to answer with respect to white-collar crime and criminality of one kind or another. And it is my view that they will use the government to evade their responsibility. And this government, in its prior incarnation, has shown a disposition to use the government and the parliament to protect criminal conduct on the part of its friends. That situation has been recreated.
Trinidad and Tobago, I've said it once, I've said it twice, and I've said it for 8 years. Now I'm saying it again. Like I just said, I wonder if Dr. Rowley blames the PNM for losing election. You just heard it. You just heard it. Dr. Rowley said, there are now a number of issues in court that the government is committed to prosecuting, and said the UNC will fail to do so. Listen to this.
Is the matter that the PNM government prosecuted in Florida against people who were held accountable for matters with respect to Piarco Airport. This government in the prior incarnation refused to prosecute the matter. The matter lied dormant for the 5 years that the UNC was there under the current Prime Minister.
But Dr. Rowley was there for 9 years and did not prosecute. Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Rowley and his administration was there for 9 years. Did they prosecute? Like I said, the man going home, the man going home, and the man gone home, and still blames the opposition. 9 years up the road. Did he prosecute in his 9 years? Who was once the Minister of National Security? Stuart Young. Did he prosecute? No. But the man still blamed Kamala, you know. Still, this is what I don't understand. You was there for 9 years. 9 solid years. Dr. Rowley also mentioned that the media has a duty to the people of Trinidad and Tobago that those sworn in tomorrow do not undermine nor delay the recovery of certain issues. Listen to Dr. Rowley one more time.
Because people involved in those matters were upfront in funding this government and arranging electoral victory for this government with the expectation and the hope that the government will act in their interest and not the public interest.
Dr. Rowley, you should have used your own advice when you were there. You know why the PNM lost it? Because they were tired, they were fed up. The people, the citizens have spoken. Thousands of citizens decided, you know what? We need a change. We need a new prime minister. You put Stuart Young, here and all gone. They just needed an entire new government. Breaking news, Penelope Beckles has been chosen as the leader in opposition for the PNM, People's National Movement Party. So this is breaking news, viewers. They have chosen her as the opposition leader for the PNM government. We're going to give you more, viewers, as it unfolds in the coming hours or days. But nevertheless, we're moving along. We have a caller. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Right, I'm calling from Tunapuna.
Welcome.
Saeed, you remember that a certain statement was made by a certain individual. I never wanted this job.
Yes.
Right. Now that you got the job, you crashed the country and then you had the audacity to tell people that you left the country in better position than it was, and safe and sound and what have you. Right? The imploding, the exploding, the disintegrating. They're going mad. You see why? I will tell you something. Those three key players, former Prime Minister Rowley, next Prime Minister Chocho, and chairman of the party, Chocho was chairman of the party, and Rohan Sinan was a deputy political leader. The fact remains that these fellows can't get their hand on the treasury. They don't want to be no part and no opposition because they could only be in government, be in parliament only when they could control the treasury. Saeed, listen to this. Camille Robinson Regis was the leader of the government business in the parliament, right? How come it is? And then you make her Attorney General, which means that she's one of the most experienced person in the party. How come Oli didn't put her as the leader of the opposition? And then what is even more laughable is that when Penelope Beckles, when nominations, they didn't go through the proper channel of electing a prime minister, and Rowley nominated all of them who were there voted in, including Penelope Beckles, voted in support of Stuart Young.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. We understand. So Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to talk about yeah. Remember that person? Yeah. Camera turned 73. Nobody would advise her to go home. Yeah. Who said yeah? Suklal. Who said yeah? Dr. Rowley. Who said yeah? Again? Stuart Young. 3 yeah leaders. But nevertheless, former Minister in the Office of the Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Renuka Sagram Singh Suklal, have stated that she is leaving the office with her head held high. Sagram Singh Suklal, who contested the St. Augustine seat for the PNM, was defeated by the UNC candidate Khatija Amin in the April 20th general election. In a video message, the former government senator stated that she may be disappointed with the result, but she is not ashamed. Listen to her.
Of course, I'm disappointed when you enter into, the political guile. You're in it to win it. And of course, when the results don't go your way, of course, you feel a level of disappointment by the results. But I am not disappointed at all for offering myself to serve. And, I had someone reach out to me and say, Renuka, I hope you're not feeling embarrassed or ashamed. And I can say to you, ashamed and embarrassed of what? And therefore, honest to live in God, while I am disappointed, I am the least bit embarrassed or ashamed. I am leaving this office with my head held high.
Now, viewers, Sagram Singh Suklal says that many things were said about her on social media, including about the sindoor that she wears and comment about her physical appearance. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, I won't say nothing about her physical appearance, me personally, because we, being human beings all over the world, have different shape and size. But the cinder on the females of the Hindu origin, let me tell you something, that is a sacred thing to the Hindus. It is a very sacred thing to the Hindus. Am I correct, Navin? A sacred thing. So, if the Hindus, the Muslims, the Roman Catholic, the Baptists, any other religion other than the Hindu religion condemning that cinder, let me tell you something. Just how you don't want the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to condemn your religion, please leave the woman religion alone. She didn't carry her religion in the parliament. She is part of that religion. That is her belief. So I just want to clear up that. That's why they see religious talk. I don't get in there, you know. Because we as human beings, we ignorant and we foolish. You know why? Because your religion alone is the best. Nobody else one is the best. Oh God, relax yourself, rock back, understand. Now, however, she hoped that people will stop spewing hatred and believe the country is in need of healing. All I hear that? The country is in need of healing. At least she admits something good. She admits the country need healing. So 9 years of what? 9 years of pain. 9 years of suffering. 9 years of trying to put butter on with bread. We get fed up of butter. We wanted a little cheese. Suffering for cheese. Tighten your belt. You can't get cheese on your bread. You have to eat butter. You understand? But nevertheless, meanwhile, former Minister of Health Saieed Ali has also extended gratitude to everyone who supported him over the past 12 years as Member of Parliament for the constituency of Arangwe St. Joseph. Imagine this man open a hospital that is undone. They rushed to open an undone hospital because of election. Stinking sad, yes? The Ali lost the marginal seat to the UNC candidate Davis Maraj. Speaking earlier today, he said that he was happy to be part of the rebuilding process of the PNM. Sad boy. Listen to this man.
I am here this afternoon to do what I did in 2010. After we lost that elections in 2010, I was part of the rebuilding process. I went into the Senate and I helped the party regain office 5 years later in 2015. This is a similar situation. We have lost office and I'm here to be part of that rebuilding process once again. I am offering myself to the party to use in any way it sees fit.
Are you saying that you are looking forward to being a senator?
No, I never said that. I'm saying I am here to be part of the rebuilding process in whatever the capacity that they want me to service.
Including the run of a senator?
I am here to be a part of the rebuilding process.
You know, that's all the man can say now. The man can never say, well, you know, me being there as an MP, I did this for the hospital, I upgraded that, we opened this one, the man can't say nothing about health. It's shame and distasteful to know in a country where oil was pumping, where gas, well, we had it, we used to live good. Now we don't even have a proper functioning healthcare system in our country for 1.4 million people, and billions of dollars were circulating in our country. Imagine that. A small 2x2 Trinidad and Tobago, which I am a citizen of, a proud citizen of. Today, we don't even have a proper functioning hospital. And he talking about rebuilding. What you feel is Lego blocks, they just break down and build back? No, Trinidad and Tobago. Call her good night.
Saeed.
My darling, how about thou?
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day, Saeed. I wonder if the Alsing carry home the hospitals. He say all the hospitals was his own. I wonder if he put them in the pocket and carry them home.
Lego blocks.
Where Rowley gone with? 47%.
Yep.
All of them. Leave people hungry.
Yes.
But they get the shocker in life.
Correct.
They get it straight up the spinal cord. They can't deal with it. All of them supposed to resign. Everyone. You shouldn't even have an opposition in this country now. Only the yellow code should be running this country now. PNM gone. Rowley mash up PNM. He destroy it. And he pushed Shorty. Remember I call you and tell you he playing Pontius Pilate. And he pushed Shorty,
Stuarty,
and
yes.
he washed his hand and gone. And you see who they blaming?
Yep.
Stuarty for losing election. No, because Rowley still keep putting in his nose. They had meeting in Sawa, he put his nose in it. You say you step down. Let other people run it, but you want one foot in, one foot out. It's good for them. It's good. All man should resign. And that Attorney General, she want to vote for Penelope when she ball in the funeral in Arima, like if she from George Street. If Penelope went and hug her up, all of them two hypocrites with one another in that party. Mrs. Prasad Bisefa, she get rid of all the hypocrites. See where they gone? And join the rest of hypocrites in the PNM party. And all man lost. All Renuka, all of them supposed to be ashamed because Renuka had two ministry vehicles parked up in front of her house for hours, for days. What they doing there? All your waste of space. Thank you, Jesus. Saieed, we gonna live happy now. Trust me on that. Good night.
Thank you, my dear. Outgoing MP Faisal Rowley have stated that he has given the new Kamala Prasad Bisesa-led administration 12 months to explode. I will say explode. Listen to this.
We must accept the democratic will of the country. This is certainly not the first time that the PNM has lost an election, and it probably won't be the last. What I'm absolutely sure about is that I give the UNC maximum 12 months before they implode. And I say that because I cannot for the life of me see them holding the line of reasonableness or of performance. But this is the democratic will of the people, and we will accept that 100%. No if and or but.
So, Trinidad and Tobago, former Chaguanas West MP Dinesh Rambali says he wished the incoming government well for the sake of our country. When Real Talk Studios contacted Mr. Rambali, we reached out to him for his comments on the United National Congress triumph on Monday night. He responded via a text message saying, when asked about his plans moving forward on whether or not he plans to rejoin the UNC, he said, number one question surrounding my shift and future plans, whether with or without the UNC, are irrelevant at this time. The focus is better placed on the incoming government and their promise to deliver. The people have spoken, and now is their turn to benefit from the social contract which they made with the coalition of interest when they were voted. 1 year ago, Rambali was branded a dissident by the UNC, along with 4 other MPs, when they publicly criticized Prasad Bisesa's leadership in April 2024. Rambali warned that the party was heading for its 3rd consecutive loss if it failed to reform. Number 2. Instead, under the Kamala Prasad Bisesa, the UNC swept the April 28 polls, rerouting the ruling People's National Movement in a landslide. So Trinidad and Tobago, that was his opinion. Now, I'll tell you this, I'll tell you this, viewers. Each MP, whether you're incoming or you're outgoing, of each political party have their own opinions. Whether you're in a party and you leave the party or you join some other party, they have their opinion to freedom of speech. The most important thing that he said, he is looking forward to see what the UNC will bring to the table or keep their promises. The most important thing about this is that he welcomed the party. He welcomed the party, the UNC. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, like I said, everyone have their own views on their take. Now, various security stakeholders, including an association representing officers of the protective service, says they look forward to working with the incoming government and the national security officials. President of the Trinidad and Tobago Social Welfare Association, acting ASP Gideon Dixon, said, while police officers were prepared to work with the new line minister, the issue of salary negotiation remains a top priority. Dixon said he looked forward to working with the new government and hearing their plans on how to optimize the capacities of the police service. President of the Prison Officers Association, Gerard Gordon, responded to the UNC election victory, noting that there was a sense of hope among prison officers for the new government. Gordon admitted that the former National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines was not one of the association's favorite people, as he was displeased with the way he addressed their concerns. Imagine that, Imagine that, Prison Association has displeased with Hines. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, nevertheless, viewers, there are many organizations in Trinidad and Tobago is looking forward in dealing with the incoming government. But as I say, you can't want to be in power Monday and by Friday there was something done. When the former administration was there for 9 years, all I got nothing done. Nothing. I got 13 legislations passed for Trinidad and Tobago, and we're better off today. Because why? We pushed for it and we got it. Because why? I was holding them on spot, and they hate to be embarrassed. So like I said, when the UNC comes into office officially, I am going to say what I want done. So viewers, we're out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, we'll be right back here another night for Real Talk with Saieed again. Good night.